All right, here we go, guys. Today is July 9th, 2012. Let me first just go over the results of the morning. We are down 1 YM trade. We are down 1 ES trade. We're up on the NQ. We're up 5 ticks on the NQ, 7 ticks on the crude. We're down 8 ticks on the ES and the YM. Okay, so we're up crude and NQ, and we're down ES and YM. Now I'll go over the actual trades. Okay. For anybody who has not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply, and you can sign up there for free trial. In the free trial, you get everything you see here, all the charts, all the indicators, all the data feeds, and a lot more, actually. You get 5 days in the live trade room with us. We walk you through the setups. We tell you how they're supposed to come together and tell you when they do come together. For instance, right here we have a long trade coming together on the crude oil. It should be right there with the bullish divergence right here. Okay, so the entry on that would have been here at 85.47, 85.48 right there. All right. Let me just go through the setups. Right, I'll start out with crude. We had a few crude trades this morning. Let's back it off a little bit. There we go, 9:30. Now I start marking things up in the crude. The crude really starts to move around 9 o'clock. All right. So what we look for in the crude trades, you look for the MA1, which is this blue and red line right here, to cross down below the BBC, which is the green line. Once it does that, you anticipate the price is going to come back and test that BBC. If it does that, and you have some bearish divergence down here on the bottom happening at the same time, divergence between the green line and the red line. If you have all that going on, then you can anticipate that the green line is going to work its way back down into the cycle. Okay. You see that happened here, and the same thing happened right here. You can anticipate that this green line is going to work its way back down into the cycle portion of the slingshot, which is right down there. Okay? So there's a trade there. There's a trade there. Everything turned around here and then moved up. Depending on what your stop was and what your entry was, you probably stopped out on this one. There was another one right there that I didn't mark, but there was one there. Another one over here, and another one here. Now this is where the markets opened up, and this was the first trade that I took. I took a break even on my first trade. All right. I missed the next couple of trades right here. We had bullish. Actually, this was not a trade at all. Let me get rid of that. The kind of trade that would have been right there would have been a momentum trade. Something that I went over in the partners meeting last week for the partners. If you were in the partners meeting, you get it. If not, well, you don't get it. But right here, there was no opportunity right here. Long right there for, I don't know, about 8 ticks, it looks like. Things turned around, but there were no opportunities in here. Might have been one short right here that only went 4 or 5 ticks. They turned around again, and there wasn't another opportunity to get long until right over here. All right, I didn't take another trade until here. I went short right in here, took some profit there. I went long right in here and took some profit there. I went short over here and took a break even there. Went short here and took some profit there. I went long there and took some profit there. Those were the trades that I took this morning on the crude oil. Now, I've explained how they all set up and what to look for with them, and that is what I did. Now, on the NQ, I'm going to go to the NQ next because it's the exact same trade setup, the exact same thing you're looking for, just have fewer trades over here. All right, you see how the MA1 crossed below the BBC, price pulled back up, tested the BBC, and gave a down close. I shorted right there. I took some profit right there. Okay, that kept going down and down and down. It did have an opportunity. No, I didn't like this when it was coming together because the cycle was going against us. Nothing in there, nothing in there. Here's an opportunity to short this morning that I pointed out. Other one's in here, but the market got really sideways and weak in here. Once the ES had hit the weekly trading zone, all the other markets just went flat. Right here was a nice opportunity to get long once the ES started moving again. And let's see. On the short side, you want the MA1 to get below the BBC and there to be bearish divergence down here. So we had one right there, and another one. That was pretty much it. That was it. That was it on the morning, guys. it was pretty dry, slow morning. And we did get some pretty good opportunity on the crude, not as much opportunity on the NQ. On the YM, I only took one trade on the YM, and I took it from a 1500 contract. I'll go over that one in just a minute. Let me go over the ES trades that I took first. Okay. On the ES this morning, we took this first pullback to the BBC right here. We went long on the pullback, and it stopped us out. It didn't give us any chance for profit at all. We went short on the next pullback to the BBC right here. So we lost 2 points on this. We got 2 points back on this one, right? And we went long over here on this pullback to the BBC. And that gave us a point at one period. It gave us a point. I am, Bruce, sort of. That gave us a point, right? And then we just stayed in the trade. We didn't move our stop. Normally when it goes to plus a point, I'll move my stop to break even. I should have done it on this one, but we were still in the trade here as we went into the break, and then it just stopped us out during the break. Okay. So that ended up being -2 points. That was my -2 points on ES. We had 3 trades, -2 points. Now, on the YM, we had 1 trade we lost, and this is the way I thought it was going to play out. Once we had this bar up here, I'm going to move these arrows around so that they're not troubling anyone. Once we had this bar here and it was going up through the BBC, we had bearish divergence and price wasn't really convincingly going up. So I said, all right, what I want to do is put an order, a sell stop order down below the BBC. It was right there at 12,656. Now I wish I would have done it at 12,655, but I said I'm going to put a sell stop in there because if this turns out to be a big red candle, when it goes down there and hits me, it's probably going to work its way down to the zone below us. All right. So in that case, it was 656, and I was expecting it to go down here to 640. So it was 16 ticks. I was anticipating getting out of that, and I risked 8 ticks. You can see it did come down here. Now, it was when this bar was building that I put that order on. I put that sell stop on. Actually, it was when this bar was building that I put the sell stop on. And I put it on at 656. You can see the next bar came down at me in at 656. I had 8 ticks risk on it. It rose up to 665 from 56. We used 9 ticks. So it stopped me out by a tick, and then it went down. And it dropped actually from 656. It dropped all the way down to 622 for a 34 tick gain. That was the one trade that I took this morning on the YM, right? And those were all the trades of the morning. I know that's not much, but there's opportunity. You know, we're up on crude, we're up on the NQ, we were up on the ES, and most of the morning we were break-even on the YM. But that was the morning. If anybody has any questions about anything, you can type them in right now, or you can email them to us at support@cfrn.net. All right, I don't see any questions coming in right now, so I'm just going to stop.